My name is Camden Davis. I'm the choir director here at Walker Middle School, and this is my first year. The idea to do an album with my choir sort of started with some of my personal experience when I was younger. I was fortunate enough to go to McNary High School where every year we took part in a recording project. I also was blessed to be able to go to a college where we did that yearly and put a lot of effort into making something that you can keep for a long time. Once I realized that recording an album was something I was wanting to do with my kids, I reached out to a local studio and sort of presented with the idea saying, hey, you know, I think my middle schoolers can handle this recording time and taking things seriously and really making something special. We worked out 2 different recording times. The first one was at West Salem High School for the larger concert choir group. So we were on stage and we got to record 3 of our songs. Pleasantly surprised by how serious those kids really took it. Like once they got in the auditorium and they're like, those are microphones. There's a lot of them. We normally have 3 for our concerts. They really understood like this is something special. And I think the West Side Singers, which recorded on a different day, also got to have that sort of realization when they went into the studio and saw the professional soundboard. They felt like they were in a professional studio because they were. And it felt good to honor them in that way. The kids felt like they took part in something great when I asked them how they felt about the whole thing once it was all over.
When we was first talking about it, I was thinking like, whoa, that's gonna be pretty cool. And I just kept thinking about it like through the whole year until we got to that point. It was a super cool experience doing both the recording sessions with the concert choir and with the West Side.
I think this recording project is like absolutely interesting because I've never done this before, and I think it's totally cool that we have the opportunity to do this in our lifetimes and not just when we're adults and we're like famous musicians or something. It's when we're kids and we can do stuff.
So when we went to the high school, it was recording with the big concert choir, not the West Side. And so basically we just like went there, we recorded songs, we took breaks, we took a bunch of pictures. When we went to the actual recording studio, that was for West Side, and that was a lot cooler because you could see like all of the microphones, the cameras, and the little like control pads or whatever, and that was a really fun experience.
Oh, my favorite part was just singing and feeling like this is gonna be on a CD.
They couldn't stop talking about how cool the studio was and how there's just so much equipment everywhere, and they also felt proud when they listened back to it after all was said and done, how it really sounded like something significant, something substantial. So looking back on the whole experience, I think I was more stressed than the kids were because, of course, I've been through a few recording projects and I wanted to have a good amount of quality, but the kids just stepped up, and with each take, they listened to, you know, we need to work on this and this and this, and they just hit all those points. I hope I can do this more because I think the kids deserve it, and I think it helps make Walker a really special program, even though it already is, but it gives it another part to its identity. Like, hey, we're a middle school choir and we record albums. So at the beginning of the sessions, I just started by sort of having everybody sit down and talking about how what we're doing today is going to be something you're going to listen to over and over for the rest of your lifetime. And the work we put in today is going to change drastically how that is perceived later on. And they really took those words to heart. They stepped up. They sang their best on every take. And I just couldn't be prouder of them.